Hey Libra, how are you this evening? My name is Sherilyn and I'm here to do your weekly reading. This one is going to be for Monday the 14th through Thursday the 17th of April. I'll be back on Wednesday with the weekend bonus reading, so I'll get you through the weekend then. That's about it. I am going back this week to doing the spread I used to do before I started doing the Celtic Cross every week. Really just to switch it up for me, just something different. So that's all, but we'll see how it plays out for you, okay? Alrighty, this one is going to be for my Libras. There we go. We got Libra. Alrighty, folks, let's see. Okay, what we got? So, we're starting with the Knight of Wands. Okay. Then I got the Eight of Swords. And then the Six of Cups. So this is your recent past or your backstory going into this reading. Currently, I have you with one card. Come on, here we go. Oh, Judgment. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. Alrighty. The Five of Wands. In the near future, I'm looking at the Strength card. Temperance. And the Six of Wands. Alright, bottom of the deck for this reading is the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is the undercurrent to the entire reading, kind of like the glue holding it together, okay? And it has to do with you feeling very ostracized or abandoned. Something you felt you could count on, something you thought that there were, something you thought you could count on when the chips were down. Obviously, when it was time, they weren't there, or it wasn't there. It feels like a person, so they weren't there. Okay. At any rate, the card at the center of your reading. So if this was tic-tac-toe, it'd be the center spot, right? So from almost every direction it plays into the equation is actually the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, it's look, he's sitting on his motorcycle. It's not even moving. So it's stagnant energy a lot of times, or very, very slow moving energy. It has to do with thinking about what you want to do or planning what you want to do, but just not putting a lot of practical, real action into it, right? Usually out of fear is the reason why you're not making moves. You want to be very certain before you make moves, and there's not a lot of certainty in the situation. That's what it is. But we'll see how it plays in, okay? To do this reading, we have to start with the past, so that's where we'll go right now. Okay, so I have the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Cups in the past or your backstory. So we start with the Six of Cups over here. That has to do with somebody you have a ton of history with. I feel like it is somebody you have a lot of history with, both good and bad, and this does feel romantic to me for some reason. This is somebody that's been very hot and cold in your life. All in, all out. All in, all out. You know what I'm saying? Like that. For a very long time is how it feels. So if this isn't your reading, then it's just not your reading this week, because this feels like it's got a lot of history to me. Okay, with the Eight of Swords, this is, you being restricted by your thoughts, basically. You're stuck up in your head, and you can't seem to get out. It plays right into the Knight of Pentacles, and under that you had Temperance. They're on this way. So it's just, there's a huge sense of stagnancy here. Like, yeah. Almost like being paralyzed by fear and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't get out of your head, or you just can't be decisive, because it's a constant tennis match in your head right now, right? Back and forth, back and forth. And then you got this person coming in and out, in and out. Okay, Knight of Wands. In this particular situation, I feel like that is also an in and out energy. So one day it's passionate. It's yay, or we're going all night long. And the next day it's anger and frustration. I feel like it is attached to the other two cards. So it's like this whole thing has been a roller coaster. Okay, that's what you've got here. This is a real roller coaster. There's plenty of emotion involved, but there's also a ton of manipulation and a lot of tit for tat going on within this dynamic that I'm talking about right here. So we could not change these three cards no matter how hard we tried. If we were bewitched, we probably still couldn't twinkle our nose and make them change, because it's in the past and it's already happened. But however this is played out is what's affecting the rest of this reading. So that's just what we're mindful of here. Okay, let's move on. So now we're in the current. Currently I have you with Judgment, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles falling out under the Eight of Swords is basically the same card almost in some respects. It's the same kind of thing. It's being stuck in your head, not being able to get a lot of traction to make forward motion, right? Judgment on this side, this is falling out under the anger passion situation. So I feel like you are trying desperately to call judgment in the situation. which is saying a lot. We're talking to Libras right now, right? Libras don't call judgment unless they're pretty certain that they're in the right or that it's a just thing to do. On the other side, we have the Five of Wands. The history and the emotion that you have for this person is making you be incredibly conflicted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, yeah. How do you say goodbye to something you feel like you can't live without? That's the kind of feeling I get here, but at the same time, you can't stand to look at them because of all they've done to you. So it's a very conflicted energy, okay? On top of that, you're a Libra, so you're indecisive anyway sometimes. And on the bottom, underneath all that, we have this Five of Pentacles, so you're feeling quite abandoned right now. I don't know whether that's literally, you can feel totally alone while you're with somebody. We all know that. And that could be the situation for some of you. Like two strangers living in a house for some of you is how I feel about this. At any rate, let's keep going. Because I don't like that energy either, but that is where you are. Right now, you're just very conflicted. So what do we have to look forward to? In the future, I've got the Strength card, the Temperance, and the Six of Wands. The Strength is falling out into the Judgment and this back and forth with the passion and the anger thing. I get the feeling that you are going to finally hit your limit, which I'm sure you thought you hit 1,000 times before, but you'll know when you finally really hit it, because it looks like you will then draw on your inner strength to try to bring this to some kind of a conclusion. You know, it doesn't have to mean that it's over, but the part that's got you so, everything being so uncertain, that part's got to come to an end, and I think that you're going to put an end to that part of this at any rate, okay? Right here with the Eight of Swords going into the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have Temperance. It's all about patience and balance, which is what you're trying to achieve. And fear of not doing that is one of the things that's holding you back from making any motion at all. Six of Wands would say that you are going to have public victory and recognition in this situation. The notion that just popped into my head is that for some of you, this person has either kept you a secret or kept secrets from you. For a lot of you, I feel like maybe you were a secret, or maybe... Maybe you just weren't given the title that you wanted, or weren't given the position. That sounds crazy. But maybe you've been with this person a long time. They wouldn't break down and marry you, or something like that. They wouldn't have kids. There's something here that you wanted that they wouldn't officially give you. I do feel like they're going to offer it to you now. For the majority of you, they're going to offer it to you 6 days and 4 minutes too late. You know what I'm saying? Because you are healing with this Temperance, and you finally get to your limit back here with the Strength card. So I feel like it's a... some of you will turn around and go back because you wanted it for so long. I don't know if it'll be as fulfilling as you wanted it, but what the hell? You got what you were after, right? A lot of you, though, I don't know. I'm almost out of time. No, I got 2 minutes. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so what was behind the Five of Pentacles? The Five of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. One of the things that this person that you're dealing with, and the Queen and King, you know, everybody's watching me knows it's just an energy. So male or female, flip and switch these roles where they fit, okay? But one of the problems for this person that wouldn't commit, wouldn't come forward and give you the title, whatever this is about. Some of you, they kept options open. I don't know, they just wouldn't give you the position that you wanted necessarily, is how I feel like I have to say it. But anyways, what they didn't realize is that you were the Queen of Pentacles, or you still are. What it is that they can be a version of themselves with you. You are home. They will not find that again, okay? And some of them are starting to realize it. That's why they're going to come forward in the end and try to give you what it was that you wanted. But like I said, for most of you, it's just been too much, too long, too late. You might give it a shot, but I mean, this is a long time. I said that from the beginning. This is something you've dealt with for an extended amount of time. What a shame. Kind of. Anyways, let's see. Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. This person was a player. That's what going on here. And they wouldn't commit all the way, or if they did, they were still keeping options open or something like that. They're realizing the error to their ways now, but just right as it comes up too late, it looks like. And that's their karma. I mean, there's not another way to look at that. And you're not the only person hurting in this situation. Not that you care, but actually I'm talking to Libra, so you probably do care a little bit, because you're pretty even-keeled when it comes to that stuff. I mean, this is a string of people that are hurting. I do believe that you are the main one, and in some ways you're hurt worse than the rest, but you've also been hurt for so long, over such an extended period of time, that it's like you've also come to a sense of healing over it. Like, He can't get to you the same way. It does feel like it's a he trying to get to you.